You want to start us off?
Yes, sir. Coaching up second straight game where 0 points in the second half. It seems like sometimes, what's the difference between the first half and the second half and why the team can come out and score these past weeks? Or what's been going on?
I think the most important thing is just trying to focus on all the details. Obviously starting off, coaches, we got to be better, trying to get our guys hyped up, ready to go in the second half. Some of it is, attention to details in some of the plays. We had the drop passes, things like that, where we had stuff open and we just didn't connect. But again, it comes down to coaching. It comes down to putting those guys in a better position to be successful. And I hold myself accountable in that regard and not having our offense ready to go in the second half. But obviously, first half, the last two games, we've been doing some really good things and explosive things. And, the attention to details there, and our guys want it and they're focused. But, again, expecting the moment and expecting to make plays when the ball's coming to you, we got to do that. But, we're looking to find those answers, and we're going to find them and have a really good week of practice to be prepared for a whole 60 minutes this week.
I thought you guys were more aggressive than I've seen maybe all season, just attacking downfield. Was that a conscious choice, or was it just against that particular defense, or did you not feel that was the case?
A little of both. I think we felt like, we could make some things happen downfield and attack them, and definitely did that in the first half and felt good about our plan, from then and going forward. And, in the second half just didn't connect on some of those long ones, obviously. But feel really good, obviously, about our quarterback and our receivers and trying to go downfield and make plays. But we want to be ultra aggressive. We want to throw the ball down the field, take our shots in the run game when we got them. But, that's who we are. We want to be aggressive and try to make those explosive plays whenever they're available,
Malachi had kind of a breakout game against Louisiana Tech. Certainly you guys targeted him some against Jacksonville State, but definitely didn't get that kind of production out of him. What was going on with that? Were they just covering him that well?
They double teamed him a bunch, which is, you look at it two different ways, right? You double team, one of your players on the field, that means there's a bunch of opportunities for those other guys to make plays too. So Malachi's not a selfish player. He understands kind of who he is and the caliber of player he is, and he more than deserving of that respect from defenses. So when that happens, we got to find ways to move him around, maybe try to get him open in some different schemes, schematically try to find ways to get him the football. But some of those other guys are going to have their opportunities to get the ball if there's two people over Mally. So credit to Jacksonville State, thought they had a good plan for him and tried to execute it and did at a certain aspect really well. So we got to recognize that and find ways to, one, get him the football, but find ways to get those other guys the football as well.
Do you see that happening in the foreseeable future of teams, doing what Jacksonville State doing when it comes to stuff with Malachi and stuff? And how do you go about getting the other guys, more prepared and ready for the moment when their time is called?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they see the film just like everybody else does, so I'm sure there's going to be some aspect of, going forward, there's going to be some times where he will be double teamed, and we got to have a plan to get those guys separated and get them open and, have them ready to catch football. But our offensive guys know that, and they need to expect that the ball's coming to them, because if it's two guys on one, there's holes in the defense for those guys to make plays. So it's just an all-around team effort, all around from the coaches to the players, understanding where we need to go from here and have those guys ready.
Liberty offense, does it feel almost like a must-win opportunity or a statement opportunity for you guys to not only knock off Liberty, but to also get back on track for a full game?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, what an opportunity this is, national TV versus an undefeated team, really, really good offense, really good defense, for us to go out there and have this opportunity in front of our fans and the atmosphere they're going to create at our home stadium. I mean, we're excited for that, and a must-win conference game, we feel like. I mean, but that goes without saying, because every game's a must-win for us, just because it's the next game, right? It's 1-0 mentality every single week. We feel like every game's a must-win because it's just the next one. So obviously a really big one that we're really excited for. Our players are really excited for it, and just excited for the opportunity.
Well, Liberty being 5-0 already in conference, you guys don't beat them in this game, your chances of winning the conference are pretty slim, I would think, at that point. Did you kind of approach it as potential conference championship game?
I mean, again, same thing. Everyone is a big one. You know, everyone's a must-win, and especially in this conference where there's so much parity. You know, you got to approach it with the same mentality every single day. You know, it's 1-0 every single day. How can I get better? How can this team get better? How can I be a better coach for our offense and for our whole team? So make sure we have the best day possible today. And if you stack days like that, you'll be prepared for every single game and then going forward. So it's not that we're looking ahead at things like that, but you know, I told our team yesterday, last year we're sitting at the same exact spot. We're 4-3 going into this game of the year, and they rattle off a bunch of wins and end up having a great year. Same thing 2021. You know, they were, I think, 3-4 or something like that going in. They rattle off a bunch of wins, go to the conference championship game. So one loss doesn't define your season. But they need to have the sense of urgency to know I got to get better today, you know, and I have to go 1-0 today to win today to help stack practices to win on Tuesday.
How about this Liberty defense, obviously leading the conference right now? What do they do particularly well?
I think they're very sound, very well coached. You know, they're different in the sense of Jacksonville State, where Jacksonville State presented you a lot of different looks and moved guys around and tried to change looks up on you every single play, where these guys are very sound. They're very comfortable with who they are up front and the back end, but very well coached, tackle well, fly around, bat balls to try to get, you know, interceptions and fumbles and things like that. So they stress takeaways, which is, you know, the mark of a good defense. So one, we got to protect the football, and two, when they give us a chance, we got to make those plays down the field and in the run game. So, you know, hats off to them. They got a great defense. And then along with their offense, too, they try to, you know, hog the football, which helps the defense stay off the field and gets those guys fresh. So we got to hog the football and maximize our points per possession whenever we get it, you know.
So that MTSU game with them and just back and forth offensively, do you see it's going to be a shutout like that?
You know, I can see it. Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, obviously MTSU had a good game plan, I thought, you know, executed their offense really well. You know, it comes down to executing every single play, right? I talked about being 1-0 every day. I'm talking about being 1-0 on every single play too. You know, we stress to our guys all the time. It's all 11 players on every single play that makes a play successful. And if you have 9, 10, 8 guys that are successful and 2 to 3 guys aren't, you know, you're probably not going to be very successful on that play. So we just got to worry about what we do, what we can control, play for play, practice for practice, game for game, and then, you know, it works out for you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.